Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic Remastered. This time we'll take a look at the 1995 Subaru Alcyone SVX S4. The second of the SVX's takes on our course. We've had the version L, which definitely did take an L. Now we have the S4 to see if it is any better. I think it is a little bit more powerful and a little lighter than the version L, and as such it runs the racing modification, which is weird. I'm not used to seeing racing SVXs. It's sort of the last car you'd ever really want to take racing, especially from the Subaru stable. But it does look quite cool. This bright purple is the most offensive colour it comes in, so naturally I picked that. I think the version L has this race mod, but there's some sort of different colour schemes, so something to bear in mind if you're looking for a specific one. The last SVX we drove around here was not very good. It was incredibly understeered. These all have 4-speed automatic gearboxes. They are naturally aspirated because it's the 6-cylinder that I don't think they're used in any other vehicles. So, yeah, don't expect a lot from this. I know it says Subaru, and I know the stats make it look like this could sort of maybe touch the under 30 club, but trust me, this won't. 4-wheel drive, 389 horsepower, 1,358 kilos. Let's go ahead and get ourselves on track. This car is going to have 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track in order to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Audi TT LM edition. That car set time of 26.690. The Alcyone S4 unlikely to beat that. Definitely having to use first gear a lot because of that 4-speed gearbox. The previous car, the version L, took a time of a 31.301, which actually, considering what this is, wasn't that bad, but yeah, you definitely hope it can do a little bit more. It does drive a little bit nicer than what I remember these doing. Still not great. It is one of those cars where you have to sort of desperately cling on to first gear, because the second gear, I mean, you can see there, even if you redline the first gear, it resets you to 4,500 RPM, so it makes absolutely no power in that gear. Wow, okay, 30.654. That is a lot more impressive than I thought this was going to be. Right, the problem you've got here is this is going to be one of those, yeah, you can see they're hitting the tyre wall. This is going to be one of those cars where trying to get more time out of this is probably going to result in failure, so I'm going to imagine this is probably going to be the quickest time it sets. I can't believe that though, it's 0.7 quicker than the version L. Maybe it's because I was prepped this time to sort of know how rough this was going to be, possibly. I'm not too sure. It's one of the few cars I really take the hill runoff with these days, because you absolutely need to. You need to use all of the track to try and sort of throw this in, because it is a boat to drive. I can't believe we got away with that. 30.557. Yeah, I'm going to say I was definitely prepared this time round to drive something this rough. God, I'm sorry if this is not riveting commentary, because this is, you just got to really remember where you are. Ah, God. Right, okay, we'll go for a run up, because that lap was going to be a flop. As you can see, it's just sort of very understeery. It is a pig to drive. It really is. I love the... Just before we get the comments, by the way, I love the SVX. I love its bizarre styling and its weird windows, and the fact that it made absolutely no sense for Subaru to sell such a vehicle. Probably would make even less sense today, like, but back then it definitely didn't make sense. You know, it's... I love it, but it is just not a pleasant car to pilot on the Hot Lap Classic. On the whole, I think, as well, to be fair, like, as far as... we get the off track, but we weren't going to beat that time anyway. yeah, as far as cars around here, it's just not built for this track. And to be honest with you, like, if you're going to choose a race car or like a coupe to build into a race car in the game, there are far, far, far better choices than the Alcyone SVX S4. But yeah, that was terrible. I was expecting it to be terrible, so I'll improvise off of that. But yeah, there's definitely time to be made up in this vehicle. There is no doubt about that. Yeah, there's no doubt there's time to be made up. If you sort of kept, it's one of those cars where if you kept practicing on it and you kept sort of going round and round and round and round and round and round and round, you could probably eventually get that down to like a 30.3, but it is tricky to drive, no doubt. A 30.557 will place this into 200th. Goes in between the Lancia Stratos and the Lotus Europa. It is slightly quicker than the Alfa Romeo Spider we had a couple of episodes ago. Quicker than the Esprit V8, quicker than Silvia Spec S, Savannah RX-7. Lose out to the Stratos, the IS200, the Spec R Silvia. They're all better cars. I mean, in terms of like cars with 4-speed gearboxes, I think the only thing quicker than this is the Toyota Aristo. Maybe one of the big Mercs had a 4-speed also as well. You know, compared to stuff like that, it is very, very quick. But man, is it tricky to drive. I don't recommend it. I can't. I know it did decent on the leaderboard, but I just cannot recommend this. Yeah. Unless you really like the Alcyone. I mean, I really like it, so... Is that endorsement? I don't know. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I'll be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.